Volunteerism is often considered the fabric of a healthy community, whether this be helping a neighbor, serving lunch at church, or donating time to help a not-for-profit. This year's Sustainable Kingston Community Profile Series will focus on local volunteers and organizations, highlighting Kingston's fabric. Located in the Memorial Center is Loving Spoonful, a local not-for-profit that uses volunteers to help distribute food to organizations in need.
So I'm the new executive director of Loving Spoonful, and we're an organization that enhances everyone's access to fresh and healthy food in a way that's sustainable and that incorporates the whole community. In 2008, it was started as a pilot project of the food bank. When people saw how much food waste there is in the community and the growing need for food bank food, but also an interest in really getting fresh food into the whole food bank model. And since then, just this last year, we've become our own nonprofit, kind of spun off and continuing the great work there. So reclaiming surplus food from restaurants and caterers and farmers and very generous bakeries. Also working with gardeners on a grow a row project, which is having them grow an extra row in their garden that they can donate. And that program is highly successful. And we have a number of other projects. So what we do is we ask restaurants or caterers or bakeries or farmers to be generous enough to save their surplus food. So, and then we have volunteers who go in, pick up that surplus food, and take it directly to the recipient.
Would you like to hear that? It was Queens. It was Queens.
Oh, you name it, I do it. I've been on the Grow Row Committee. I've done a little bit of fundraising activity for them, and I pick up reclaimed surplus food and deliver it to any one of a number of organizations. On a regular pickup and delivery, we would head down to one of the restaurants, Aquaterra, for example. I'm quite used to going there. They give us what they can't use.
Thank you so much. All right, yeah, take care.
So that food would get hauled into my car, and we would head on to one of the lunch programs, hot meal programs, one of the shelters, and that's where I leave it.
Love working with volunteers because they all come at it from a different perspective. Some of them are here because of the environmental issues, some of them are here for the social issues, some are here because they just love food. But they've all got a real enthusiasm and energy, otherwise they wouldn't be giving their personal time, right? So you get this infusion after maybe you've been looking at your, financial records or stuff like that's way too mature for too long, and they come in with this infusion of this is why we're doing this, and it's just wonderful.
Oh, I'm a compulsive volunteer. It suits my internal system of beliefs and values. It's win-win. It's paying it forward. It lets me be engaged and feel that I'm part of the bigger Kingston community. I've lived here all my life, and while I was still working, I was working in the community. I left the hospital institution a long time ago, and so the last part of my career, that's what I did. And so I'm very comfortable doing that. That's part of it, and it's something that I really enjoy is taking whatever I have to offer to people. And what I get back is unbelievable. That's why I volunteer.
I mean, volunteering is important for so many different reasons. First of all, as a volunteer myself, it allows you to connect with things that you really feel strongly about, and to touch people's lives in a way that perhaps the rest of your working life doesn't let you do. It makes us a community. I mean, it is through the community gardens that volunteers are doing that we build community, and it certainly, the end result is that you always get back as much as you put in. So it's very, very satisfying.
Why should people volunteer? It goes back to what I just said, I guess. It gives you a greater sense of the community as a whole. It gives you the sense that you're fortunate, you're very fortunate. I'm very fortunate to have certain things in my life that I could easily take for granted. But I know perfectly well that there are other people who are lacking those things. And with Loving Spoonful, I guess what I do as a volunteer is even more meaningful to me because it addresses a basic unmet need. There are people in our community that are hungry. There are people in our community that cannot afford to eat well or eat healthy. And so getting involved with Loving Spoonful has allowed me to address in a really small way, because there's so much more that I could do and so much more that I wish I could do. But it allows me to be part of a solution and instead of grumbling and complaining and sitting on my couch and being part of the problem. The people that are giving are so happy to be doing that. Their generosity actually just blows me away most of the time. The people that are receiving are, again, incredibly grateful. And the volunteers like myself, it's the same sort of thing. You're getting it from every direction. You're getting that sense of community, that sense of belonging, that sense of being part of something bigger than yourself.
To view more episodes of TVCOGECO's Sustainable Kingston in the Community, check out sustainablekingston.ca. I'm Dan Hendry for Sustainable Kingston.